Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am creating a card for the Lawn Fawnatics challenge number 77, Oh Baby. So first of all I am going to show you how I made this pink card and therefore I am using the Swan Soirée, the stitched scalloped rectangle frames and also the birthday before and after from Lawn Fawn. So I started by stamping out these three images onto Neenah using my Gina Design Amalgam ink. And I'm doing this because I am going to color them in with my Copic Markers. So for the body of those ones and the little one, I am using some warm grays just to add some dimension. And then I will also color the beak, of course. So these images represent the parents and also the baby that is born. And while I was coloring this in, I realized that my W0 is really empty. So I will have to buy that refill. But it worked out so far, so cannot complain, but now it's really. So I'm also using my colorless blender to soften it a bit more, and then I just have to add some orange details. And then those images are ready. So now I'm using the matching dies and I'm going to die cut these three critters. Before continuing and making the background that you could see in the beginning, I am first stamping out my sentiment, which is Welcome Little One, and I'm using exactly the same ink as I did for those images. And now I am placing those images to see where I can stamp my background. So this panel is the inside of the stitched scalloped rectangle frames, the biggest one, and I have die cut this 2 times so that I could glue 2 of those frames together to lift it up a bit. And now I have taken my River Rock Lawn Fawn ink and I'm just stamping my little one. It's another little one from the stamp set, just all over this background, making sure that there is enough space for the little scene to be happening. And after this one, I decided that I also wanted to add a little heart, but the heart from the Swan Soirée itself was a bit too big for me. So therefore I took those birthday before and afters, and that heart just fitted perfectly. And I'm just filling in those gaps. I'm doing this all with a River Rock because I really wanted that scene to stand out and that the rest would be background material. So therefore I decided to use a lighter ink to really show that it is something different, that it's not really part of the scene, but more an addition to the card. So for the hearts, I'm going with the pink colors being R24, R22 and R20. And I'm just coloring them all in. And next up I will also be adding some warm grays to those little ducks that I have added. Just one color giving a bit of dimension. Also realized that my swan was smudged with my River Rock, but I'm fixing that later on. So here I am adding some W1 just to give it a bit of extra, but nothing fancy. I would have used the W0 if that wasn't run out, but this worked out fine as well. Now that swan, I first thought that I was going to have to start over, but I have this sand eraser, and normally when I use it, it really isn't working out. And this time I actually added a bit more pressure on top of it, because if this wouldn't work, then I would have to do another swan, and so I just could try it out. And actually it worked out. It's the first time, to be honest, but I'm really glad that I tried it. So yeah. Now I'm adding a little bit of pink glow on the edges of this panel, so that it's clear that it's a girly card. I really like to use those traditional sort of colors on baby cards. I know that not each girl is a fan of pink, but when they are a baby, they don't really know. So I try to always go with that one color scheme, blue or pink, but yeah. So here I have my card base, and I'm going to add my frame, so I doubled it up with my Tombo, and now I'm also going to adhere it using this Tombo mono liquid glue. Next up, I am adhering the panel as well. Making sure that it is pressed down all the way, and then I will adhere my images. So I'm using different dimensions. The first one is adhered with liquid glue, so it's straight on there. Then my other one will be with thin foam squares from scrapbook adhesive. And then the little one, I am adhering with some thicker foam squares. It's from a local store called Action. So I'm not really sure what the brand of it is, but I have two heights, being a thicker one on the bottom, and then I am adding a smaller one on top so that it can be on that other swan without bulking the image. So I fiddled a bit because, yeah, that one foam square was overlapping, and I had to cut it down and try again. So now that placement is okay, I am going to add some final details with some glossy accents. So I'm going to add glossy accent to each heart, and I will also take my blue version after this one to add that glossy accent, and then these two cards will be finished. Down below I will be listing my supplies as I always do, but I will also list the colors that I used for the blue one, so that if that is a preference, you can also see which colors I use there. And yeah, that's my card. So I really hope that you like this card design. As I said in the beginning, it's for the Lawn Fawnatics Challenge 77 called Oh Baby, so making a baby card. So yeah, let me know below what you think about it. If you like it, you can always give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And I really hope that you will be back next time. Bye!